Hey, welcome back everyone. You're probably wondering what's going on here. Why is he showing us UBP-X800 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray player from Sony? Well, we'll talk about that right now. And then you're seeing a PlayStation VR headset on top of UBP-X800. Well, there's a couple of reasons for that, and I'm going to talk about this. First of all, I would like to say that in my opinion, PlayStation VR headset, it's definitely worth $400 before we start this video, because there's way too many things you can do with this VR headset, which I will also talk about in this video. But first, let's go with the main event here. Now you're asking, why is he showing us this 4K player? Well, you probably guessed it right. You can actually connect this 4K UHD Blu-ray player to PlayStation VR. Now you're gonna say, well, what's the benefit? Because the VR headset doesn't support anything higher than 1080p. Yes, that is true. However, what happens is the 4K format that's on that disc, that's native 4K, will be downscaled to 1080p. It's still gonna look great because it's a higher bit rate, rendered in a higher resolution, but it will be downscaled to 1080p with a 4K master, but downscaled to 1080p, meaning that the source will look very clean, will look very nice. And I have tried it, I have connected it, and I gotta tell you guys that the one of the cool features when you connect a VR headset to this 4K player, you notice right off the bat, you notice just how clean the picture is. Think of it like this. You know, when you go to a movie theater, right? You go to a movie theater and you go sit up on like a top row with a big IMAX screen, and the projector starts, the lights gets dimmed down, and it's kind of like that. It has that nice vivid detail to it. You still know it's a projector, but it has a nice sharp detail to it. And that's how it feels when you put in a VR headset watching this. And another unique thing that I want to talk about, what's so special about Sony UBP and why you should connect it to Sony UBP only, it's because when you connect it to Sony UBP-X800, it gives you the option of the advanced HDR scaling. So basically you can use this ability to scale the HDR color to a higher peak brightness, and it really works. It really works. Like the deep black levels become deeper, and the brighter contrast becomes more naturally brighter with that peak brightness. You have that ability to go to up to 5 times. All you have to do is on your remote control right here, you click options and will take you directly to that option. This only happens when you connect this PlayStation VR headset to this 4K player. You also can choose to go automatic or home theater style. So you do have certain options you can choose while you're watching it. And what I have tried it with so far was Planet Earth 2. And when you put the Planet Earth 2 with the PlayStation VR connected to this 4K player, it's like an IMAX experience. I mean, it's really, you feel like you're sitting on the top row and you're watching everything in a crisp detail. It really looks good. Now, there's another ways you can enhance this VR experience. You can go ahead and use there's a specific kind of an HDMI. It's like a booster HDMI cable. I forgot the name of it. What it basically does, it has a little like adapter built into it, and what it does, it upscales 1080p to 4K. And when you connect that to this VR headset, you definitely get that upscale, and you get that much more, even better rendering. I forgot the name of the cable. I'll talk about it in my next video. It's M something. It's not a monster cable, but it says M cable. But it has that ability to do that. I will talk about that cable. By the way, that cable is very hard to find. I'm trying to get one. Hopefully I can get it on eBay or somewhere else. Because they're like in a short supply, man. The company that's designing them, they don't have that many quantities. So now you're going to ask, well, how do you connect it? How do you connect this 4K Blu-ray player to this VR headset? Well, number one, let me take you to the processing unit. Keep in mind, you don't necessarily have to connect your processing unit to PlayStation 4 USB. The USB, it's only used to process that graphical power from PlayStation to that processing unit. So you don't necessarily have to have that hooked up. What you do need is you need to plug in the power adapter. You need to plug in the power adapter to your processing unit. That's very important. So here, let me show you. Let me go to the processing unit. All right, let me show you something here in the back first too. Okay, this is the cable right here. Let me show you. All right, this is the cable that I'm using. I'm using a Rocketfish gold-plated cable. This is the one I'm using for the audio that goes into this baby right here, which is the HD NT5, another Sony soundbar. So this cable that you're looking at right here, remember, this is coming out of the UBP-X800, and this is where you're going to connect this. Let me show you. This is going to go to the processing unit, and I'm going to show you exactly where this HDMI is going to be connected to the processing unit. All right, as you can see right here, it says HDMI PlayStation 4. Here, let me adjust this a little bit better so you guys can see it. It says HDMI PlayStation 4. So this cable right here, HDMI cable from your 4K UHD player, it's going to be connected to where it says HDMI PlayStation 4. You don't want to connect it here because this is going to the TV. But you don't need a TV to look at it because you're going to be watching it from your headset. So this is where you're going to connect your HDMI cable from your PlayStation, from your 4K player, from UBP-X800. This is where you're going to be connected, right here, to the PlayStation 4 HDMI in. Remember, UBP-X800 HDMI out to processing unit PlayStation 4 HDMI in, and that's where you connect it. Now, as far as here in the back, all you have to do is connect the number 3, the power adapter. Forget about this USB. You don't need to worry about the USB because you're not going to be doing anything from PlayStation 4. That's only if you're playing PlayStation VR games. All you need to do is connect this power adapter so that the processing unit is turned on, okay? So make sure that you have the HDMI out from your 4K player into the PlayStation 4 HDMI in, and then make sure that your power adapter is connected so you can use the this processing unit. Once you've done that, the only thing that's left for you to do is to turn the power on. That's it. You turn the power on, and you're good to go. And then you can enjoy the Planet Earth 2 with this 4K player. I wish there was a way for me to show it to you. I cannot capture it because there's no way for me to capture this to show you because you have to put the VR headset on. Just know this. You can do it. If you have this 4K player, try it. I tried to connect it to Samsung KS8000. It didn't work. I mean, K8500. 4K player, and it didn't work. There was no signal. It didn't work. So you cannot use the Samsung one. I tried that and it didn't work. However, it works with this one. You can use this one, UBP-X800. And this is why I told you guys the benefit of having this Sony 4K player and this PlayStation VR headset. Because you're using the same company. What Sony is doing is trying to make it universal. So that way you can take advantage of it. Another cool thing is, not only can you watch these 4K movies downscaled with a HDR effect which is not a real HDR effect. It's a fake HDR advanced effect, but it still gives you that feeling like you're watching something like an IMAX theater. And another thing that this thing can do is you can watch your 3D Blu-ray movies. Your 3D Blu-ray movies. Now you can watch your 3D Blu-ray movies and your 4K movies downscaled to 1080p. Now, when I say downscaled, you still get a great bitrate. You still get a great quality, better than a 1080p Blu-ray, because all of these 4K movies, they're encoded to the highest possible bitrate. I know they're downscaled, but it still looks good. Plus, you also get that option to use this advanced HDR. What it means, what it's doing, it's scaling. It's like a HDR scaling. It's not like anything advanced. I'm sorry I said that. It's nothing advanced about it. It's a fake HDR effect, but it definitely works. It's called HDR scaling. So you're scaling that HDR effect to make it look like you're watching a IMAX HDR, kind of like a theater experience. And it definitely works. Like, you see colors pop out, you see things happening around you. It works. You have that option. All you have to do when you're watching a movie, check this out. So I know you're gonna say this guy's bullshitting. Here, if you think I'm bullshitting, do this. Everything I do here, you guys can do if you have this 4K player. Connect the PlayStation VR to this 4K player, pop in the Planet Earth 2, click option right here, click option, and the option will take you to the video settings. Click the video settings, and on video settings, you will have that HDR scaling. You can go up to 5 times, and it really works. You see it, man. And I was blown away as to how good this looks on this 4K player. So there you have it, guys. Look, what I do on my channel, guys, is I try to experience things, and I'm really impressed with what Sony's doing lately. I'm really impressed. Not only are they giving the affordable prices, and I know this is going to sound like I'm a fanboy, but I'm not. It's just Microsoft right now, it's not offering me anything. Okay, they're not offering me anything to try to do until Scorpio comes out, and then we'll see what they're going to do with Scorpio and the VR and what they're going to implement. But for right now, this is definitely worth $400, man. There's so much you can do, so many cool games coming out for it, and you can watch 3D Blu-ray movies, downscaled 4K movies with this UBP-X800, and it gives you that fake HDR effect. It really looks good. Now, if you have a good upscaling cable, it can make resolution look even more cleaner. So try this out, guys, and let me know. I'll tell you what. Why don't you guys try this out? Don't take my word for it. I don't want you to take my word for it. How about this? Go ahead and try this out. But make sure you gotta have these 2 devices, okay? You gotta have a UBP-X800 and you gotta have PlayStation VR. This is how this works. If you don't have this UBP-X800 and you don't have PlayStation VR, obviously, what are you gonna do? Nothing. But if you do have UBP-X800 and PlayStation VR, try this out. And remember, this PlayStation VR will not work with that Samsung K8500. It will not work. I don't know why. Maybe Samsung put some kind of copyright protection on there, whatever. There's no signal. On Sony, it works. And you can read the 3D movies as well. So buy these 2 babies. It'll probably run you about, let me see. This is $300, $400. So you look like a $700 for both of these. But give it a try. Let me know what you think. I tried it. Looks fantastic. I tried the Planet Earth 2, which is right here. This thing looked fantastic, man. I tried the Planet Earth 2 and just amazing. It really feels like you're watching the IMAX experience. It's really, really, really good. So anyway, it's been 15 minutes. Again, let me recap this one more time so that way you guys understand what you need to do. Remember this. First step is this. HDMI out from your 4K UHD Blu-ray player UBP-X800 to in your processing unit where it says PlayStation 4 HDMI. This is where you're going to connect it right here. Okay? The second step is the power adapter. You need to plug this power adapter to your AC outlet. You got to connect this to your wall where the AC outlet is. And once you do that, the last step, it's right here. You click the power button. It's right here. You click on that power button and you're good to go. And you enjoy, obviously you need to click the power button on your, right here. You need to click the power button right here on your 4K player as well. Click play and you can connect your headphones. Make sure you have a good headphones with this. Connect your headphones on it and enjoy it. And you're going to be totally immersed. So, yeah, guys, go ahead and then try this out. Don't take my word for it. Just try it. And let me know what you think. I tried it. Looks fucking fantastic. I'll try some more movies. I'll try Batman v Superman and a bunch of other movies. I'll let you know how it looks. But it looks great. I'm very happy about this. I just came across this. People ask me what made me decide to do this. I don't know. I just woke up this morning and I felt like, hey, since I have a PlayStation VR, why don't I hook it up to my UBP-X800? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. And that's exactly what happened. All right, guys. I'm not trying to take any credit, like, oh, I'm the first guy that did this. No. Remember, it's not about me. I'm doing this to help you guys. That's it. That's what it's about. It's not about me. It's about me helping you. All right. Have a good one. Take care.